What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another exciting episode of That's Random Podcast, the podcast where we take a little time to explore the extraordinary and ordinary. And today is no different. And we have a special episode for you today. And what I mean by we have a special episode for you today, this is the 200th episode of That's Random Podcast, okay? Listen, like, subscribe, share, do all of that good old stuff, but I want you to understand, this is 200 episodes of me going in and keeping it pushing, because I will not be denied of what my dream is, and I will keep pushing towards that no matter what, and I'm balancing, and this is a whole balancing act, so we'll get into a little bit of that, but also, listen, merch on the screen right now, right? You know, help us out over here at the channel. Keep bringing more of this content and all those good old things. Listen, nerdy-g-shop.4 for awesome mouthful. Don't worry about it. It's all down in the comments, in the description and all that good old stuff. I'll put it there. Help us out. Get some of the nice fly merch. You know what I'm saying? I'm rocking, hey, the That's Random Podcast. Let them know that you're listening. You know what I'm saying? Where we take a little time to explore that extraordinary and ordinary. Listen, if you've been here for the whole ride, you already know I don't like to number my episodes on the microphone. That's not me. That's not what I do, right? But on special occasions, I like to do that. We did it at episode 100, and we're doing it now again at episode 200. The next time you'll hear this is episode 300. If you don't think I'm going to keep going, think again. Listen, everything's just getting bigger and better, and sharpening these things out more and more and more. So I just want you to understand that and understand. But like when I say, what makes today special? Because I got a guest today on this main show. Now, not often do I bring somebody on the main show. Normally, this is a solo shot, 30 minutes or less. Get you in and get you out, get you fixed for the day and keep you going, right? Get you thinking, get you happy, make you laugh, so forth and so forth. But today, because this evolution is a side-by-side evolution, all right? And I want to introduce to you guys the one and only Young G-Way. Young G-Way.
What is up? It's your boy Young G-Way. I'm here in the studio with Nerdy G. I'm here, episode 200. I'm excited. I hope y'all are excited. Let's have a good time. Let's get into it.
There you go. So, listen, it's a little different. Things going to be working around a little different around here, right? And when I say different, you're going to see the looks of the studio is going to change a little bit. The whole setup of That's Random Podcast may look a little bit different. You're used to me sitting in my chair, sitting back on my, philosophical, whatever random comes to my mind type deal. I might bring some more folks onto the main show, but also too, I like to leave that to the Red Cup edition, because I like to cut loose and get things out, right? That's neither here nor there, but we'll talk about the Red Cup a little bit later. So here's the kicker. When you're going through your dreams and you're saying, hey, I might have to put it off, but now you're in a position to where you're like, I still can chase them. Chase them. Don't be like, nah, I don't know. Don't let life beat you up. You make life what it is while you have it here. We don't know how much time you have, but at least when it's over, you can say, I tried. I did. I went for what I wanted, and I have zero regrets. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with some Young G-Way is going to pull up the beginning, right? And we're going to talk about the beginning, and we're going to see where me, Nerdy, started when it in this evolution of That's Random Podcast. So what you got for me?
All right. We got the very first we got where you started as you said. So let me go ahead and pull that up for you.
Okay.
Get that on screen. Here we are. That's Random Podcast. Let's see.
All right. Okay, so what we're looking at right now is the very first mock-up of what I wanted the cover art for this to be, right? What I wanted the cover art for That's Random Podcast to be. Now, listen, I know that guy looks handsome over there. That guy got a nice little hat on, got his cocaine white glasses on. You can see some type of villa in his view. You know what I mean? Big dreams is the way I look at it, right? But a little young G Way, a little information about that. Um, switch back to us.
Okay, got you.
So a little bit about that is we were in San Antonio when I took that picture.
Really?
We were in San Antonio, little family trip, right? And so I took a picture. You know, everybody was doing their things, and I snapped me a little selfie. I cropped it, of course, and I was like, you know what? I got it. I can do this. I can do this. It's not a problem. I can do this. It's easy. But I didn't know that was going to be the first iteration of it. But I knew that podcasting was something that I wanted to do. I knew that I wanted my voice to be heard. I wanted it to be out in the world. The first podcast I started listening to, had to be back in 2009, right? And then at one point in time, the Nerdist podcast became something that I listened to on a regular. The Nerdist podcast with Chris Hardwick, and that whole conglomerate over there. Kids Next Door, they played the video games. It was Kumar and his wife. That was awesome right there. Like that was like I can do. This is a way for me to get my voice heard. So that's 2000. We're thinking 2009, 2010, early around that time, right? But this is something that I already knew. I already knew that I wanted my voice to be heard. Life was doing, as you folks like to say, life was lifing. So of course I had to make some steps. There's gonna be some hurdles in your life, and you got to make sure that you handle those the best way you can with the information that you have available to you. I will tell any and everybody out there, lean on your circle, lean on the people around you. Talk. Don't just hold this shit in. Talk. Because once you talk to somebody can help you. Something that somebody may say, they might not even know that, something so simple as keep it pushing or you got this. They don't know how that may help you and change your outlook on things. So share, talk, people you trust, circle, whatnot, and it'll keep you going, right?
Right.
But yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy. That was the first iteration, and oh man, when I tell y'all, that was wild. I'll tell you that was wild because a couple of those episodes I actually recorded in the closet, and the audio wasn't the greatest. Or you know what I mean? And I was like, oh snap! You think about it like, oh okay, you did all this stuff, you had your regular job, and then you deal with your kids, and then it's like, oh snap! I got to put out an episode. I forgot to finish recording and put out an episode. So I run in the closet in the middle of the night, trying not to wake anybody up, and I'm got my Bluetooth on and I'm recording it, and you put it out, and then you just go listen to the episode. It ain't the greatest. You hear it's like, what the hell is that noise? He's in the closet. Like damn. But that's cool. What you think? Like, so I know for you, young G-Way, you are in your you in your early stages of chasing your dreams.
Right.
So far, tell me where you've been, how's things going for you so far?
Well, for where I've been, I definitely relate to recording in the closet. I definitely relate to that. Having just not even Bluetooth wire, just connecting some wires up to your phone, putting on a track and then playing it. And then you put it out and you play it back, and it's just random noises in the background. You hear hangers clanking here and there. You may hear someone in the background. Definitely relate to that a lot.
Okay.
As for like more of the beginning, it's definitely that feeling of whenever you come home after work, after school, even talking to your friends, family, whoever it is that's around you, and then you sit there and you remember, you're like, oh, I have things in life that I want to do. And then you go and chase them, and And that feeling is good to what, no matter where you start. The feeling is always good. I always I have a song out, I listen to it, and it's euphoric. It's real euphoric to me because that's the beginning. The very first song I recorded, I still have it. It's actually still out, and it's
What's the name of it?
let me see. It's uh
I mean, because you want the people to know. You want the people
yeah,
to know.
yeah, definitely. Song was "What's the Point?"
What's the point? Yeah.
What's the point?
Great song. More than what you don't know is that what's the point is, I think when I first heard that song, for me, of course, I called you immediately for other reasons. Right. And I was like, hey, guy, but what's going? Hey, but that song, you put it out because of emotions and what you were feeling, what you were going through at that point in time. But that song itself, what's the point, can apply to anybody at any point in time in their life, because when they're going through things, you do ask the question like, yo, what's the point of me doing this if I'm not getting this right? If I'm not getting results from what I'm doing, if I'm changing this up, okay, hey, I did this didn't work, I did this didn't work, I did this didn't work, why am I keep on trying to do this one or trying to chase this dream and it's not happening? And it's like, yeah, but if you try one more time, that door might open for you. You don't know. What's the point? The point is because you believe in this. The point is because you want this. What's the point is because this is something, a part of you that you want, right? Same here for me, right? When it comes to That's Random podcast, right? This is not my first podcast, right? There was a group that I put together. We worked it out, and we had I want to say, what was it? It was called, it was another show that I put together, right? I got everybody together or whatever, and I want to say that we put out like a total of, I'm gonna just look it up because I want to be sure. Yeah, oh, there you go, right there. Look at that, because it just stays in my deal. The total, I want to say the total amount, we put out a total amount of 57 episodes, right?
Okay, impressive.
And those 57 episodes, for me, right, I spearheaded those. We were doing those while we were, while we were still working our full-time jobs, but also too, at the same time, I was just like, this is my dream. I'm bringing you guys in on my dream. And it started out fun. We learned, you live and you learn, right? However that ended, it ended. Don't need to talk about that. But even with that, it was like, okay, hey, you got that. You got how that works. Let's do this. That's Random Podcast. Right. It's gonna have a whole brand. It's gonna knock this whole dang out. It's had a whole brand, had a whole line set up just because of the way my mind thinks. But this is something that I had to sit on for a while. And as I went through as I went through life, things changed or whatnot, right? And once I was to a point to where I was able to do this and give the attention to it, I say I got to go for it. Right. There's no perfect, and I want everybody to know, there's no perfect moment in life. There's no perfect moment. The moment becomes perfect when it all comes together, right?
Right.
You can look back. A perfect moment is hindsight. When you go back and you look at it, that worked out perfect. That worked out the best way that it could have. You can't plan the perfect moment, but the perfect moment can be seen in hindsight. So go, bump your head up against the wall, do crazy things, right? Live life, record in the closet and let the hangers bang or whatever the case may be, right? And you got to keep it pushing. Show me the second iteration of
Let's go ahead and get that pulled up.
Yeah, show me that second iteration. I want to put this on the screen to let you guys know. Listen, the evolution of That's Random Podcast, right? Let me tell you a little bit about this. This right here, I'm a photographer as well. So I was just roaming the neighborhood and I came up on a corner store. This is literally the back of a corner store. This They were putting out a white couch. They had the little crates on the side. And I said, my favorite color is blue. The paneling is blue. That's the first iteration of my logo, Nerdy's umbrella. It's not the greatest, but it's there. And of course, you'll see a little bit later on in the show that it is fine-tuned, but that in itself was me. I shot that. I took a picture of that for photography reasons. Nothing more, nothing less, just for photography reasons. And so when I did that, the crazy thing is, the crazy thing is, I literally, and when I say literally, I mean I literally said, that's interesting. Put it in my abstract folder. When I was looking to change the view, I was like, man, I need something that's going to stand out. I was just like, man, what can I do? I was like, why the hell not? Ran across that, went in there, my abstract folder. Boom, here we go. White couch, crates on it. Oh, that's random. What else is more random than blue paneling, a white couch, and what appears to be soda crates?
I don't think you're gonna find that anywhere else, honestly. And you found that at a random store
Behind the corner store. So I'm looking, and I just took that picture. But just think about it. When you're those people out there who love to listen to podcasts, and they looking in there saying, okay, what the hell is this? What is this? I don't know what this is. Right, you don't know what this is, but it's random. It is random. So let me tune in. So that's how I came up with that visual, or that's how that visual actually became the second iteration of, no cocaine cowboy on there. It's now, this does look random, right? The third iteration of it was another picture, but it changed. And I think that it was too many words on there, because I did change, I changed the words every week, but that was more like I'm throwing something at the wall. I'm trying to catch people's attention. But how many people are going to actually read the words and know that the words actually changed on the cover art every single week?
That's a good question. I don't even think I realized that the words were changing on the cover art every week. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, and so I was like, man, I didn't want to give too much. I didn't want to give too much to. I want you to feel like too much, like that'll be too much. Not only for me, but if the if the fan didn't know, or if the listener didn't know, then it was just like, oh, okay, well, that was that. But then, of course, we got to keep evolving, right? And then once we got to episode 100, I made a change. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you guys are seeing right now in the background. You can put it up on the screen. Why not?
Let's go ahead.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's get it up.
You gotta see something. And that's that. And this is, let me tell you what's so funny about this, right? So I reached out, and I had somebody was like, you know what, I got to get serious. I got to polish myself, right? I'm putting more time into my craft. I'm thinking more and more about how to do this, but at the same time, managing a family, managing work, and putting the two together and making sure that everything is good to go or whatnot. And so what I ended up doing is I took some pictures, because once again, I'm a photographer. What do you want me to do? A photographer is going to be photographing, right? That's what we do. So that picture of the hat, it's a picture that I was actually at a photo shoot that day, and I was just trying to get the scenery right, make sure I got my lighting right, make sure. So I took a picture of me, and the cap is actually underneath the cap is my eyes. So what I did is I dropped my eyes off of it, and I just left the logo. I didn't like the middle because that was just it was just blank space. It was just straight up blank space. So I said, I'll take the hat, put the hat right there, talk about Bitcoin, talk about gaming, talk about cars, talk about music, talk about cooking, talk about relationships, talk about paintballing, talk about technology, and of course, talk about action sports, whatever. Oh, that's random. Whatever, everything is on the table. We can talk about any and everything when we want to here.
Ain't that right?
So now we have that, right? And it's like I took my photography and I incorporated it into that as well. Why not? Why not, right? Why not take what different experiences, different parts of your life, and then put it into your work? Because that's art imitating life. And that's what you always want to do. So when you're creating your music, how do you bring your life into it?
I can confidently say that all of my songs that I've ever written and recorded, it's based off of some type of life experience. It's based off of some type of story that either I've lived or that someone close to me has lived. And for me, I I just want to paint that story. I want to share that, whether it's that feeling of being alone and feeling like you don't have anything figured out. Like everyone has felt that feeling at some point in time where I haven't gotten paid and I don't know how I'm gonna get my bills paid. Like that is a feeling that uh ho- maybe not everyone has experienced, but if you have experienced it, you feel that. And I know for me, whenever it comes down to creating and putting life into it, I draw from those different experiences just because I know that others relate, and
Mm-hmm.
and knowing that they relate to that as well, it helps the music feel just that much more real. It feels like I'm not the one, you know.
You're not the only one that's going through it.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So yeah, and that's what it is here with That's Random Podcast, right? No matter what I talk about on here, somebody's gonna feel this, right? Somebody's gonna feel something that I'm talking about. I'm keeping this true, honest, authentic. I'm here for the everyday person. Everybody say, "Oh, let's niche this down. Let's get this one certain group of people." But sometimes the nerd, I'm a nerd, right? But I like sports.
Right.
I like music.
Hmm.
I like movies, right?
Right.
I'm a different type of nerd, right? Everybody is a nerd no matter what way you look at it. Some people are music nerds, and that's all they know is music. They can tell you who dropped what, who won what Grammy, what year, blah, blah, blah. Same thing with the movie buffs. Same thing with the NASCAR guys. Same thing with the guys in football, basketball. They can give you all of these stats. They are freaking nerds, but they're nerds in their own rights. But that's the main thing for them, right? It may be music, basketball, soccer, whatever. That may be the main thing, but also too, they have other parts of their lives that they are in the everyday thing. Here, where we take the little time to explore the extraordinary, as you can see right here, exploring the extraordinary. That whole deal right there is that's my promise to you. That's my promise to all the listeners. When you come here, you're going to get a little something different. You might not have experienced this yet in life, but you probably will later down the line. Or maybe your children experience this, or maybe one of your friends experienced this, and then you can say, hey, you should go listen to this podcast, and you should actually listen to this specific episode. This guy is all over the place, but he has gems in here. He talks about certain things, and when it speaks to you, when it speaks to the situation that you're going through, it gives you an idea of how to think about it differently. You know what I'm saying? And then, I'm going to do my best because, of course, I want sponsors and stuff right there to
Right.
get me more out there, whatever the case may be. And that's why I have this one, the That's Random Podcast, the main frame, right? But then, too, if you guys want to get a little bit more raunchy and you feel like, hey, I need to get down and dirty and I want to hear some real hardcore conversation and want other opinions and perspectives on it, I have That's Random Podcast, the Red Cup edition. You know what I'm saying? Show that beautiful bean footage, okay, sir? And
Red Cup edition coming right up.
I appreciate that. Listen, most of you guys don't know, but I've been putting it out there on the clips and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Red Cup edition is a Patreon exclusive. And the reason why it's a Patreon exclusive, ladies and gentlemen, it is because I get very candid with what I'm saying and I leave that out there. I want everybody to hear. I want everybody to understand, Hey, some people are going to talk professional and they're going to keep it all, PG and everything. On Red Cup, it's not PG at all. And we say the things that you're thinking and you may agree with, right? And we let it out. It's not just me talking. It's me, B Money. It's that girl. It's Yaya. It's Lady Purple. It's Young G Way when he comes. There's Doc. There's Doc Smiles when he comes. There's the guest list is endless, and you want to check that out. It's on our Patreon. Don't worry about it. Link is in the description. Also will be pinned in the comments and all that good old stuff as well. But it's the evolution, right? The evolution of the brand, which is Nerdy's umbrella. Everything that comes underneath the umbrella is going to be tailored to just everyday regular people, because this is what we do. This is what we're going through. We're going to put our lives, we're going to put our heart, we're going to put our soul into it. Young G-Way is already doing that within his music, right?
Right.
And we're going to continue to do that. You know what I'm saying? Why the hell not? Why not? We deserve this. We've done enough. We've given, some of the greatest times of our life, right? What I tell you, our latest nights is our greatest nights.
Yes, sir.
There we go. Sometimes that song beat me home. It's been a while since it's beat me home, but
it's happened.
Yeah, it has. So the evolution of That's Random Podcast is going to continue to go. Don't think that, hey, we're going to stop in the 200s. No. I had a good friend, and I just want to say this. I had a good friend that is no longer with us that gave me a message, and I'm going to make sure that message that was given to me, I'm going to make sure that I prove her right in that message. I'm going to save that story for another day, and when that message becomes true, I'm going to share that story, because it's the journey. I'm tracking this in real time. I feel like this is what you have to do. Normally we have to wait for the autobiographies or whatever, and then we watch it on a movie or whatnot, but I'm taking this and I'm putting this in my hand. I want you to understand something. People watch biographies for what reason? They want to know what the middle part was, because we already know what the end is. The only reason why we know what the end is, and the only reason why we're interested is because you made an impact. Now we want to know, what did you go through to get to this point? We know that you're successful. We know that you are, people love you, and we have all of this. Oh my God, who's this Nerdy? You know what I'm saying? Cool. But Nerdy, what did you go through to get to this point? What made you, what things helped build you to make you go through these? So it's like, okay, cool. So I'm documenting these things, and I'm going to keep it pushing, man. It's episode 200, and I'm so proud. But guess what? Episode 200 goes, it's not going to go without evolution. So guess what? The background that you see up right now, unfortunately, unfortunately but fortunately, change is inevitable, and change is going to happen. So moving forward, we did a little upgrade. Just a little upgrade. I hope you guys enjoy this. This is going to be the new background going forward. If you're listening on the DSPs, listen, you can all go catch this always on the YouTube channel, but also, too, you can also catch it a day early. We come out every Friday, but you can catch it a day early on Thursdays on the Patreon. The Patreon, listen, right now, low entry price, right? You can get Red Cup edition. You can get this show early, a day early, and it is literally at $5 is the minimum tier. We're going to have a $10 tier, and then the top tier is going to be like a $20 tier. That's going to get you Nerdy, Storytime with Nerdy. Storytime with Nerdy. Oh man, Storytime with Nerdy is going to be worth it. I'm saying names in that one. I'm letting it all out there. I'm giving you. Listen, I lived a life, and I've been through more than most people. And these things I cannot make up. And I know if I were to tell some of these things to a Hollywood director, they'll be like, "Get the out of here." And I'm like, yeah, I know, but it really happens this way. But young G-Way, go ahead and show them what we're going to be working with, man. Just show them this is the new, right, improved background, man. This is what it is. This is going to be the new image going forward. Who knew that the 200th episode would come so early in 2025, which I am ecstatic about. I'm happy about it. So basically, what's the saying that I strongly dislike? New year, new me. Yeah. But in this case, for us, it's new year, new background, background. So, but I love it. It got everything right there. It's still what you love. Oh, that's Random Podcast, exploring the extraordinary in ordinary. And then, of course, within itself, just the brand. I want you to see the umbrella. Understand that there are more things coming under the umbrella this year that you can expect. Like I say, you can expect story time with Nerdy. You can expect Let's Talk Sports. You can expect the gaming to coming back, where we're going to do some streaming. Me and young G-Way ourselves, we're going to run through Borderlands 3 for in anticipation of Borderlands 4.
Yeah, that is correct. What we're gonna do is we're gonna run through Borderlands 3. So what's gonna happen is we're gonna run through Borderlands 3, and we're gonna try and 100% the game. We're gonna try and get 100% completion on the game in anticipation for Borderlands 4. I'm excited. How about you, Nerdy? You excited about it?
Oh, of course, that's my thing. You know what I'm saying? I love Borderlands. Even though it was a slow grind with getting onto it with Borderlands 1, Borderlands 2, over 400 hours put in, 400 plus hours put in on that game alone itself. And then Borderlands 3, yeah, we've ran through it a couple times, but as far as 100% completing it, and we're talking all trophies, it's going to take a while to get it done, but we're going to get it done. And you can catch us on our Twitch channels. We'll put those links in the description as well. Not only that, the Red Cup edition is going to be bigger, better. That's so just more in your face type of conversations. Not only that, we have Snack Time with Nerdy coming out. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do season 1. Enjoy that. We're gonna drop 2 episodes a week on Snack Time with Nerdy, so be on the lookout for that. Brunch Chicks is gonna be an exclusive Patreon show. Got some hilarious women, and they're going to be basically talking about, it's gonna be some women shit, okay? Let's be honest with you. It's gonna be some women shit, all right? But it's interesting, and here's one of the things that I wanted to do. I wanted to make sure that their podcast didn't just come off as any old other woman's podcast, right?
Right.
I wanted there to be a bridge, a gap, to where we can actually truly understand women and kind of way they think. You know what I mean? That whole girl math shit, and I'm holding them to the fire. Right, I'm not per se. You won't see my face on Brunch Chicks, but what you will see is you will see a good amount of them doing the things that they need to do. Right, they're gonna speak, and I'm gonna hold them to the fire. You might hear the voice of Nerdy, or as some people like to call it, the voice of God, and it is gonna keep them in line and keep them true to the shit that they're saying or the shit that they're spewing out. But that's going to be a hilarious one. You'll be able to get that one on the Patreon. That's going to be interesting. I love that. But yeah, we got more stuff coming, man. The umbrella's going to continue to build and get bigger and bigger. Oh, That's Random Podcast is going to get bigger and bigger. Like I say, I might bring some more folks on. And also, to listen, the season of podcast, listen, that is still a thing in works. But guess what? This is what I'm going to do. Those who sign up for the Patreon, I'm going to give you the early episodes of the season of podcast. That's a more interview-like podcast that I do. It's more interview-based and wonderful background, because who knows the backgrounds more than me? But I'm going to keep doing those. and we'll get those rolled out. So there'll be a ton of things that'll be out there. That, like I say, story time with Nerdy, the gaming, Let's Talk Sports, Oh That's Random podcast, the Red Cup edition, Brunch Chicks, the season of podcast. We're gonna bring you all of this content. We're gonna keep it coming. We're gonna keep you laughing. We're gonna keep you entertained. We want you to join in on the conversation. This is episode 200. I'm excited. Young G-Way got more music coming.
I do.
And if you don't think you ain't gonna be bobbing your head to it, you are. Okay, no matter how old you are, you can be 55, you can be 7, you're gonna be jamming. Okay, he got something for everybody. All right, I want you to understand that. We're gonna help him, and we're gonna make sure that he gets out there so that you guys know exactly who he is. Okay, Young G-Way, you understand? Get the name, put it in your head. Tell him what your name is.
Name's Young G-Way.
Tell him the name.
Young G-Way.
Tell him the name.
It's Young G-Way.
Tell him the name.
Young G-Way. Stick with it. We here.
That's like that.
More music coming. I promise. Changes EP dropping real soon.
Yeah, that's what y'all need. And listen, I'm excited. The year is just now starting. Chase your dreams. Don't let your dreams pass you by. Stick to it. Be about it. And I wish you the best. Wish us the best. Support the channel. But before we get out of here, if y'all thought we were going to get out of here without any music, think again. But so this is just a little bit to you. YouTube, you already know you're not going to get this. If you're listening on the DSPs, get ready, turn your speakers up, and let's go ahead and blast this. This is an oldie but a goodie, and I think that this fits right where we are.
Right where we are.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Hey, listen, this is the closeout. If you know anything, if you've been with us for a while, I've been working on these closeouts, and this closeout is no different. Listen, episode 200, this is a special one for me. Listen, I'm keeping going. I'm keeping it pushing. If you was listening on the DSPs, that's what it was. You got to keep on pushing no matter what gets in your way, no matter what obstacle, what roadblock, what storm you're going through. Make sure that you weather it. Make sure that you have a close-knit group of people. If you don't have those people, listen, search. Look, there are like-minded individuals that are like you. There are people who are going to believe in you, and they want you to continue to push forward. So that's what you need to do. I am going to keep on pushing. Nerdy's Umbrella is a home. Oh, That's Random Podcast is a open space for you to come. Anybody can come here and work with us, and we'll make things right. If you're looking for that, we here. Come. Hit me up, DM. You know what I'm saying? I believe in my dreams. I believe in Young G-Way's dreams. I believe that he's going to obtain the things that he wants to in life. I know that I'm going to obtain the things that I want to in life. Nothing's going to stop me. I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to keep getting better. I'm going to keep reading. I'm going to keep learning. I'm going to keep evolving. I'm going to keep exploring the extraordinary and ordinary no matter what. Nobody can stop me, because those who ain't for me, I'm not worried about you. Those who are for me, I thank you. I appreciate you. Listen, this has been Oh That's Random Podcast, the podcast where we take a little time to explore the extraordinary and ordinary. This has been the evolution of Oh That's Random Podcast. We're going to continue to get bigger, better, and we're going to do bigger things. One day, you're going to be calling me your greatest podcaster, and I promise you that. Listen, until next time, I'm that guy, Nerdy G, your guy, always will be. Until next time. Yeah.